What's good guys, we're going to start with AO Launcher, which has literally only appeared on the Play Store a couple of months ago. And it's a very odd launcher. There are no horizontal pages to scroll across, there's no traditional app drawer, this is just one vertical feed, containing quick settings, lots of system information, applications present in words inside bubbles, and lots more. You can choose the order that different sections appear in, there's a dedicated search bar, and the fact that everything here is in one feed means that some aspects of your smartphone, such as specific settings menus, are much quicker to reach this way. Next up is the Live Launcher, which you may not have heard of, but this is either the best or one of the best launchers when it comes to 3D animation. It requires a reasonable amount of processing power, but if you have it, these animations are beautiful in their fluidity. The icons here are given a distinct shadow, which on one hand makes them a far cry from what most launchers are heading towards, especially trying to theme themselves after Android Oreo, but at the same time in a way that makes it kind of refreshing. There's also loads of themes and customization here, and just generally, this is a really fun one to play around with. Now, you've probably heard of ASAP Launcher, and if you haven't at least given this one a shot, it is definitely, of all time ever since it was established, one of the best launchers on Android, full stop. This is a launcher which, as the name implies, tries to get you to do things as quick as possible. Almost everything you could want is one or a couple of swipes away, including a quick access control center for toggles, including a mini app drawer at the bottom, which is very conveniently placed because you can reach most of the apps there with your thumb, and you can configure it so your more frequently used ones appear there. A double tap you can also configure for a certain other action, and you can even pull out an app drawer from the left hand side, which can be controlled completely again with one finger. ADW is probably a name you've heard being thrown around. This is a launcher that used to be very established in Android's early days, it used to be the go-to option, but since then it has started and stopped a couple of times, but now it looks like it is back and here to stay. This is a launcher that is super optimized, super fluid, and also very much up to date. Everything that works in portrait mode here also works in landscape, and there is huge amounts of customization here. I'd go as far to say even more than Nova. The launcher gives you a lot of control over gestures and puts them in a really easy to use interface. It gives you a lot of fine-tuning capabilities over your icons, the way they look, and it even gives you masks that you can apply to your icons, the equivalent of sort of creating your own icon pack. There are a lot of themes that you can download if you didn't want to manually do the customization, and this kind of accelerates the process. The next one is a little bit different. This is Everything Me, and it claims to be a contextual application, one that actually analyzes your usage and then uses this information to anticipate your needs. You'll see a little bar on the bottom of your homepage, and this shows applications which, based on the applications you've used recently and historically, the launcher thinks you're going to use next. And it doesn't end there. When someone calls you and you miss their call, the launcher will anticipate that you probably want to call them back, so their contact will just pop up in the home screen. It'll quite effectively sort your applications into different categories, and it'll also, based on your currently installed apps, recommend new ones you can download. But you could look at this both ways, some would see it as a bit of a disadvantage. Now, one that I have mentioned about 6 months ago is Anole Launcher, which really stands out because of its security focus. Aside from this, it is a fast, pretty well-featured launcher which lacks a little bit in the customizability arena, but it allows you to have pages in your home screen that are pattern protected, where you can hide applications or certain files, in case, for example, you didn't want anyone to know you had them installed, or you've logged into those applications and they contain sensitive information. And this is great, it works really well, but the launcher takes it a step further. From this locked home screen menu, you can create a guest mode, where say you're handing the phone to somebody but you only want them to be able to use a specific set of applications, you can select them, give the phone over to them, and they won't be able to access the rest of your content without correctly typing in the pattern. We've then got Lucid Launcher, which is slightly less feature-rich, but at the same time constantly reminds me of ASAP Launcher. You have an app drawer on the left-hand side, a home screen in the middle, and swiping right from there, you have an integrated browser on your homepage. And you might be thinking, well, it kind of sucks that I've only got one homepage to place icons and widgets, but actually, they are arranged vertically, which is a pretty rare sight, but it works just as well as horizontal. There's also a search bar just for applications here, and also a quick access menu to access your favorite apps a little bit more easily. Okay, so the next one is a pretty distinct departure from the rest of them on this list, but this is the desktop for Windows 10 launcher. And as you can probably tell, this is simulating a Windows 10 computer. It is made for people who are very comfortable with that operating system and want to try and replicate it on their smartphone. Now, providing you do have a phone with a large enough display, I'd say at least 5.2 to 5.5 inches, it's pretty feature rich. You've got all the customization, you've got different desktops, you've got recent applications which you can flick between. It also gives you a lot of device information which is just one click away, and they've reskinned a lot of quick toggles such as your flashlight so that they appear as they would on a Windows PC. This is not the only launcher that simulates a desktop, but it is one of the better ones. The ninth app is Kiss Launcher, which is actually short for Keep It Simple, Stupid. A very strange name for a launcher, but it kind of does do what it says on the tin. Simplicity is the word to use here. There is one single keyboard which allows you to search through everything from your contacts to your applications to your various different conversations, even on WhatsApp, and most of the time, even after having typed just 2 letters, you've got the result you were looking for right at the top. But if you didn't want to use the search bar, you can tap the little button in the corner and it turns it into an app drawer. But it's not the most efficient app drawer, it's just a single vertical list. But of course, then we have Nova, the beast, the king, the universally regarded best launcher on Android. For a lot of reasons, it is compatible with just about every single icon pack, every type of widget, and also has a good level of customization. And the other main factor is its efficiency. It doesn't drain too much battery life, and because it's so well optimized, it performs well even on lower end phones. So guys, if you haven't already seen my video on the best secret Android launchers, or launchers that are pretty difficult just to stumble across, definitely go check that out. I'll leave it as a card above. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Aaron, this is Mr. Who's the Boss, and I'm signing out.